All right.
Hi,
Very good.
everyone. Welcome to Decoding Your Superpowers with
Uh-huh.
Teresa Lisum, and
Linda Karchner.
we're so glad you're here. A little bit of it, we're off a little bit on our time today,
Yeah.
but we still wanted to get it in. I had a little time conflict there, but we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about um, a young person, a young adult,
Mhm.
and knowing and understanding your strengths early in life. We talked a little bit about taking the assessment, a special assessment as a child or a grade schooler or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And then I really think the sweet spot personally is right
Mhm.
upper high school upon graduation as you step into the adult world and
Right.
maybe not knowing, like, I don't know what I want to do. Where do I want to go? I'm hearing so many outside things coming at me and everybody's opinion. Like, how do you make sense of that and
Mhm.
be aligned with your own true self? So I really think knowing and understanding your strengths and your superpowers at that age,
Mhm.
that pocket of time, it would be an enormous help.
Oh, absolutely.
I certainly wish I had
I
access to
remember
this.
taking these tests in high
Mhm.
school. The bug flying around. Um, and like they were vocational aptitude tests or something.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so, I mean, that gives you a little bit of clarity. And I actually did end up going into the profession that it suggested.
Did you?
So it was pretty accurate. But like we've said so many times, your strengths are much more than they're like all encompassing. They
Yes,
they
yes.
are, yes, career. Education, those kinds of things, but it's also relationships and hobbies and health and all
Hmm.
that stuff. But at the time of your life when you're like really trying to figure out who you are and where you're going and what your next steps are, this is very valuable
Yep.
for.
And at any point in
Oh,
life
yeah,
when you're
absolutely.
uncertain, but
Yeah.
I just think it would really be so impactful on that age group as they go in and they're going to take over the world at some point, in their
Right.
lives. If they had this resource and these tools they're disposable
Yeah,
at their disposal, it would just make the world better, across the board.
absolutely.
So we're going to take a look at a report today,
Looking
and
forward to it.
it belongs to a young person, and we're going to kind of see if we can pull out some possible scenarios or how this person can use these strengths to go in a certain direction. Or, this is all speculation just based on what we're going to see in front of us. So this
Right.
is going to be fun because we don't really know where it's going to end up. But we don't know that about any episode, though, do we?
We never do.
We never know where we're going.
We
So
always have fun with it, though.
we always have fun. So we should be seeing the report here.
Okay.
You do see it? We're
I
good?
do. I do.
Okay, so this is a typical one page of the assessment results. There's many, 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 many pages that Gallup gives you. They're very rich in information. You definitely want to dig into them. But sometimes it's so helpful to have an outside person, such as myself or Linda,
Yeah.
and just really, we can encapsulize it, go through it a lot faster. And of course, you can dig into at any level of depth that you so choose. So we just give you a really tip of the iceberg overview when we're looking at those reports, but you can really go into this in a long period of time. I mean, we've been doing this for years and there's still always something new to learn. So
Absolutely.
lots of layers, lots of nuances. And we're just going to start by acknowledging the top 10 strengths, which is
Mhm.
our zone of genius right here. The bottom five are not weaknesses. They are just strengths that don't really serve us. We can
Mhm.
use them if we have to, but sometimes people are spending too much time down here in these bottom strengths, and they could be better served if they used anything from these top 10.
Well, so often in our society, we are told and pushed to improve our weaknesses, to
Correct.
be well-rounded, as they say.
Yes.
And so by when you do that, when you have that mindset, you do try to focus on your bottom strengths and you try to improve them and push them up and hone them. But what
Yes.
ends up happening is that you are actually in kind of the dark side, the 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 bottom, the basement, as we call it, of those bottom strengths. You can't you because those strengths don't give us energy. They cause us to hesitate and feel awkward. So
Yep.
if this person, for example, tried to go into a room full of people and start telling jokes and be the one to start all the icebreakers and make everybody feel welcome and go
Hmm.
around the room and shake everybody's hands, first of all, they wouldn't go to that event.
They wouldn't.
They would just crumple up and want to die.
Right. They'd be hiding somewhere in that
Yeah, yeah.
that event.
But they'd find the family uh, pet and spend time
Hmm.
with the dog or the cat. So winning others over is the bottom, very bottom strength for this person. So if they try to force themselves to do that, it's really hard on that person, and you just come across as being a weirdo to other
And
people
forcing it. Like
and
they
forcing
know
it.
people know you're forcing it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm all for stepping outside of your comfort
Yes.
zone,
Yes. Yes.
and when you have to do it, you do it
Mm-hmm.
generally, but it's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not going to be, you're not going to be at your best
Right.
doing something like that, this particular person.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, Linda, we don't want people to focus on there and really force those bottom strengths when it's
Mm-hmm.
just so much easier to tap in and pull from those top 10 strengths and maybe the few more beyond that, because that's where you're going to be energized and you're going to be creative and you're going to be authentic and you're going to be more flowing, and it's just going to be a whole much better, whole lot better experience for you
Right.
and everybody when you're tapping into those top strengths.
And the kind of the miracle of strengths is that you can do everything that you need to do, everything that your bottom strengths tell you to do, or like what they represent, you can do all that with your top strengths.
Yes,
So
yes.
for this person, just going back to the winning others over, this person, high strategic thinker, and really a relationship builder as well.
Mhm, mhm.
By connecting with people and sharing the things that this person has learned, like that they're so excited about, they're going to come across as, sort of a woo person because they're probably so excited to share all the knowledge that they've gathered and
Good
all
point.
of the options that they have and the ways that they've figured out about how things work.
That's a good
So,
point.
they're going to be excited to share those kinds of things. So if they have those opportunities, then people might be like, "Oh, wow, you have woo really high." No, I
Right,
don't. I just love
right.
talking about this.
Right. It's just that particular, they're just, like you said, so excited. They're
Yeah.
energized. They're on fire about something they just learned or something they just figured out or
Mhm.
some information they just got.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, I just love that whole idea that you might look like a woo person, but you're really not, but you're still coming across as that because you're tapping into those top strengths. So it's that zone of
Absolutely.
genius.
Yeah,
And
my husband's a minister, and people think that he's an extrovert, but his woo is 33. He is not an extrovert, but he has individualization at number 5. And he has intellection and learner high.
mhm,
So
mhm.
he loves sharing what he's learned, and he focuses on individuals. He'll go and shake hands with people and he'll have a really deep discussion with them. Like you go right to the heart of the matter.
That
And this
makes sense.
this person has
I
intellection
was
high
just going to
as
say
well.
this person will probably be somewhat
Yeah,
similar in
yeah,
that
yeah.
regard. So this person has similarities to your husband, but
Hmm.
they're still going to play out differently depending on
Absolutely.
where they're placed in the order of
Mhm.
this report, of this top 10. So the order matters. It's very important because
Absolutely.
they play off of each other. They partner together. They're near each other for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So this person will have their individualization, their intellection play out differently than your husband does
Hmm.
because of that
Absolutely.
order
Mm-hmm.
choice. I wanted to talk about the color coding quickly. What we start with is we look at the colors of the top 10. We just add them up. How many purples are there? How many oranges are there? How many blues are there? How many greens? And we drop them into these categories here.
Mm-hmm.
The Gallup calls them themes. We call them domains. And that gives us a really good overview of
Right.
what this person finds important and how they're really going to show up in life. So as you mentioned, this person is a high strategic thinker.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of greens right here to the
5.
left. So
Mm-hmm.
five strengths fall into this green category, which is strategic thinking. This person loves to think, loves information, loves to spend time inside their head,
Mm-hmm.
needs alone time, needs thinking time, needs, all of that. And other people might look at this person and like, oh, what are they doing? Like they're not seeing anything productive taking place. But this person's head is just like, whoa, there's a lot going on in there.
Right. Very busy between the ears.
Very busy. So even though we don't see it, that this particular person is planning and strategizing and yeah, all kinds of things, analyzing data and
Right.
their secondary domain, which is not as important to them, but still pretty important, is as a relationship builder.
Right.
So this person loves to connect with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
And the word right is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people in general, probably, like I like to connect with people in general too, but I really like the right type of people.
Yeah. This
So,
person's right people are probably people who are thinkers,
yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. That
people
are
who like to
similar.
talk about deep subjects,
Yes,
people
yes.
who read and share information. So,
Yeah, that's a really good point. So
yeah.
this person still needs people
Yeah, yeah. And
and
number
they
5 is
appreciate it.
developer. Yeah, so they
Oh,
really
yeah, yeah. Now that you mention it,
have a pretty powerful spot.
and
That's
that
what
is
we call
true
the
as a
anchor
relationship.
strength.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I like to refer to the number 5 as the default strength.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Hmm.
to me, my number 5, I just kind of float there when I'm
Hmm.
not really thinking too hard about things, like, oh, I just go there really naturally right off the bat because I have developer at number 5 as well. So yes,
Right.
I'm going to encourage you and I'm going to
Yeah.
see what you accomplish. You may not see it, but I'm going to see it and I'll be able to point that out to you and allow you to see how awesome you are because it's very easy for me to do that with developer at number 5.
Yeah.
So this person is you're going to love having this person around.
And I see individualization at 10. So what a powerful combination
Mm,
to have someone, a cheerleader like that in your corner. Like they know what you're really good at, and that's the individualization, and then they'll cheer you on for any little progress that you make in those
mm.
areas. And
Yeah,
hopefully they can do that for themselves too.
this person will see you. They
Yeah.
will see you, give
And
you.
with the relator at number 2, if they see you and really connect with you and begin to trust you, you're part of their inner circle. And
Hmm.
that's a place of honor for this person.
Yes, I love that. And yeah, you will be with that person probably in that relationship for a very long time.
Yeah, they may have childhood friends, high school
Mhm.
friends that they've maintained contact with through the years, or once they develop a relationship, they keep that relationship.
Yes, very
And
loyal.
not usually a huge inner circle, especially with includer at 33. Includer, I have includer at like 8 and
Hmm.
relator at 13. So I have an inner circle, but it's much larger than my
Hmm.
husband's, who's like
Hmm.
relator at 2 and includer way down, 30
Hmm.
something.
Now, and we're talking about individual strengths, but again, remember these all partner and weave together so that this
Absolutely.
person shows up in a very unique way into the world.
Mhm.
I want to talk about that context, and I do want to bring
Yeah.
it all back around to how this person can use this information of their superpowers to kind of guide them as they move forward in life.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
let's talk about that context because I know you have somebody in your life with high context, as
Mhm.
I do as well. I have a
Yeah,
couple of people. I just struggle understanding it because it's so low for me.
yeah, me too.
So, context is a person who values the past, enjoys thinking about the past,
Mhm.
looks to the past to make decisions in the now.
That's correct. Mhm.
So I have a more of a futuristic view. So
Uh-huh.
I'm looking in the other direction. Whereas this person, brings that forward and does good things with that information.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, so share, Linda, please, your
So
understanding.
my sister has context fairly high. It's 11. And she worked at the same job for the last 21 years that she retired from. And they would call her their historian, because she could remember, which, she'd been there a while, obviously, but she could remember different um, projects and procedures that they had tried in the past that didn't work, and things that did work. So she had that knowledge and awareness and experience of those historical connections that other people didn't have. And even someone who has context low, who had been there for a long time, wouldn't be as in
Hmm.
tune to the historical blueprints and foundations as she would be. So, it makes a difference when your strengths are there. So this is definitely in a career setting. She could help everybody by having that historical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that is valuable, I think,
Oh, for sure.
as a future job strength, that once this person would get into a job and they have a knack for being aware of and remembering what has worked before and what
Mm.
hasn't worked before,
Oh,
and probably the reasons why.
I love that. Now, this is a bit of information I just found.
Okay.
People with high context are great at predicting.
Oh,
They
yeah.
use what they know about the
Yeah.
past to create plans and help others get ready for what's ahead,
Mm,
especially in uncertain times.
Hmm.
I've never really
Yeah,
considered
that's
that or
really
thought
good.
about that. So they take that information that they know and understand about the past and are able to predict possible outcomes in the
Hmm.
future.
Hmm. And combine that with this person's number 9 analytical that looks at the past and the data of what has happened with their number 7 strategic,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
like
Yep.
options, like, okay, I'm aware of the history. I'm gathering data about what has worked and hasn't worked in the past. And here's A, B, C, and D action plan of what we can do for the future.
Yeah, yeah. This is a powerful combination
Yeah, it is very
now that
powerful.
we're talking about it. But yeah, I went to that strategic as well. This
Hmm.
person can see all these options. They can see the patterns of maybe what's occurred in the past
Yes.
and then sift through and decide which option is going to work best as you move into the future.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, the analytical, they all go together really well. And then with intellection there, this person's going to really think about this stuff.
Yeah.
They're not going to just
So,
superficially
right. Think
consider it.
deeply.
They're going to dive in and do some research and
Mm,
pros and cons possibly and like, oh, so this is what they did in the past. How can
right.
that help us here? And yeah, they're going to be very thorough.
Hmm.
And
I,
I
if I was a manager or supervisor, I would love to have this person on my team.
I was just going to say this is a valuable set of strengths
Yeah.
in a job setting.
Uh-huh.
A person who's going to be, I can count on, and with the discipline too. They're going to
Hmm.
be reliable. We can count on them. If
Yeah, they
I
like a routine.
need, yeah, if I need a project done, I can go to this person and they're going to research and they're going to figure it out and they're going to dive deep and they're going to analyze the information before
Hmm.
they make a decision or before
Right.
they bring it to me and maybe give me some options and why these options are the best. So, yeah, this is a very valuable set of strengths here and superpowers that, yeah, I would love to have on my team as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And you know how in a job interview, they always ask you, what are your strengths and your weaknesses, right? So we don't call the bottom strengths weaknesses.
right.
But you could, like, after this person talked some about how all those things we just been talking about their strengths and how they can take a look at the past and analyze it and come up with options. And then the flip side of that is, but I don't have like self-assurance high. So I might need my supervisor to give me some reassurances and to allow me time to talk things through and think things through.
Mm,
And I'm not like, I'm don't have competition high. Like, I'm not about pushing and saying, look, here's me. But I need someone to take the time to listen to me and validate what I am thinking and analyzing.
mhm. And I just want to mention discipline, which I already did just really
Mm-hmm.
quickly. So, discipline, a person of high discipline takes consistent action. They're very consistent. Now, we do have that strength consistency, but this is a little bit different. So,
Mm-hmm.
being consistent and the superpower called consistency are not really the same. So,
Right,
there's a few superpowers that are a little misnamed. Not, I don't want to say misnamed, but
right.
you can
Little
interpret them.
confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can interpret
I
them
I
differently.
think of discipline as a routine.
Yes,
Someone who
yes.
likes a routine, like every Monday they do this, every Tuesday they do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Then consistency is more fairness.
Yes.
Having the same rules across the board so that it's fair. And that you
Mm-hmm.
see is a purple strength, which is executing. So it has the flavor of, how are we more productive? We're more productive when everybody's treated the same. when there's fairness, when the rules, everybody knows the rules are the same. So that's more like routine is discipline and fairness is consistency.
And I always thought consistency should have been a relationship building strength, but it
Yeah,
always floors me that it's actually execute.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, some of them have a little flavor of other domains.
mhm.
Uh, so yeah, and that is definitely one of them. It's like
Yeah.
how we treat people, how we connect with people fairly makes us more productive.
Yeah. Yes. That's a kind of a tricky one to really
Mhm,
grasp.
mhm,
But I do want to say that with that relator sitting high, this person would probably not be as productive if they're in a large group and
mhm.
they're expected to work on a project. And I'm just making some stuff up.
No, I'm following you.
And whereas if you pair them or partner them with one or two people or a very, very small team, then their productivity, their efficiency, their creativity is going to be so much better than if they're kind of lost in this huge group
Right.
and they might, feel unseen and will be
Mhm.
afraid to speak up
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
And they're just not going to be as valuable in that larger group as opposed to the smaller
Hmm.
setting. So
Hmm.
this person would not want to be in a huge conglomerate type of
Group like a big think tank or something like
exactly, exactly.
that.
You put them in a
Every
little one, they'll
Yeah,
be
right.
fine. And
Yeah.
they're gonna be more valuable there. So just knowing that about oneself could really help in following a path. Like if you have two job options,
Mhm, mhm.
one's with this ginormous group and one's with a little smaller
Yeah, like a
work.
startup or something
Yes,
like
you
that.
that might be the one to go with once you understand that about yourself.
Hmm. Oh, definitely. Yeah, and if you, this is why it's so important to have your full 34 report. And we say that probably every time. Like, don't you're investing in yourself. And I am a very frugal person. And so it's like $25 to get your top five, and it's $60 to get your full 34. It's the same test, they just unlock that many. So this person, like knowing that look at their 30 significance, they're not about leaving a legacy, self-assurance, they're not about, they don't have that inner compass like to speak up all the time, competition. If you put them in a group like we were talking about, like, okay, this group A is going to win the prize, and
Yes, yes.
that, like, they're they're just going to shut down. That is
Hmm.
not going to be stimulating for them.
Right. It's not going to motivate them in any
No,
way, shape, or
no.
form.
Yeah. So, if you, like Teresa was saying, if they're with a small group of people that they're getting to know on a deeper level and intellectual, talking about ideas and things like that, they're going to shine.
Hmm. And we all want to be in a situation, an environment where we can shine and be our
Hmm.
best, because then we're going to be more valuable to everyone around us
Hmm.
and bring them all up a level. And
And if
we
you
all,
pair them with someone who has some of their bottom strengths,
oh,
then
yeah.
they can work together. So you want a team or an organization to be well-rounded, but you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
the individuals within that organization to be sharp and
Yeah.
bright
Thank you.
and shiny stars.
That's great. But yeah, so knowing, like if I was an employer and I was
Yeah,
looking to hire somebody,
yeah,
their requirement would be you take this assessment first, and then
$100%.
I can see a better view of you and
Mhm,
where I could plug you into my organization. Yeah, this is such a useful tool in
mhm,
terms of that, a
mhm.
group, a team, a
Yes,
company,
definitely.
whatever.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I would just totally want to see where you are. And like you said, pairing you with somebody that has high woo, because I know you don't. So we're going to partner you with this
Yeah,
person, and you
right.
guys can shine your lights and just uplift each other
Mhm.
and amplify each other. So yeah, oh, love all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has been fun looking at this
Yeah.
report and seeing how this person can use this
Right.
to help kind of direct and help
Mhm.
them make decisions as to,
Mhm.
oh, what's their next job possibility? Or what's like I had a person who used their knowledge of themselves through this assessment. When they went to a job interview, they asked questions of the employer
Mhm.
that was going to be a good fit with their strengths. So
Mhm.
they crafted a few questions that they
I
could
love it.
ask so that they were seeing, so the employer was looking for a good fit, but they were looking for a good
That's
fit as
right.
well
Yeah.
for themselves.
Good for
So
them.
it can be
Yeah.
used on either side of the table.
Yeah, definitely. And it's worthwhile for you to have this information so you
Mhm.
know if that job is a fit for you. Because like you said, it
Yeah.
does go both ways.
Yeah, yeah, and you would save so much stress.
Oh,
Our world
yeah.
would be so much less stressful if people just weren't settling and taking
Right.
whatever job made a certain amount of money. Like, but they're miserable there,
Right.
but they're getting paid well, but they're not very happy. Like we don't want that. We want everybody to be happy in a job where they shine and
Yeah.
they're energized and yeah, they're their best possible selves. So this tool can really contribute to that. And thank you for mentioning that you do want to pay for the entire report to be
Yeah,
unlocked.
definitely.
And we're not compensated by Gallup
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. We wish we were, but we're not.
Yeah.
But we love their tool,
Yeah.
and we love the power that it gives all of us. So we want to be able to share that with others. So if you have a report, an assessment that you just took or you've taken in the past and you want to get it over to us, we
Right.
would love to look it over and maybe help you apply it in some particular scenario, whatever area of life. And yeah, we could do it on air, we could do a recording, but we would love to help you. So please reach out to either me or Linda, and yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So thank you, Linda. I
Yeah.
always love your insights. And
We'll
thank
talk
you,
about it.
everybody listening in. We so appreciate you. And we want you to shine and be your best. So let us help you do that.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, my friends, you take care. We'll see you the next
Bye,
time.
everyone.
Bye bye.